offensive line's been balling lately. I mean, how much does Coach Bostad mean to this group, and then like how much have you guys been gelling so far this season?
Thanks. Yeah, he means a lot to this group. He really gets us going, and he gets us going. He gives us a kick in the ass when we need it, and he gets us going.
You guys really ran the ball a lot in the second half against Washington. What do you kind of think was key to your guys' success, and do you kind of like that style of play there in the second half?
I like running the ball. It's fun. But I think key to the success was just that we were all five of us were doing is we were playing hard and playing physical as much as we could. And we were on target, and so that made it possible to do that, yeah.
I want to say that Sig mentioned he's watching like 80 hours a week on film. Just how much can you guys like sense that with him?
You can sense it a lot. And you can sense it with like all the coaches too. With Sig, sometimes he says some like really like, poignant things. It's like you're like, why do you focus it on that? But it makes sense sometimes.
How early after you arrived here could you kind of see that?
I could see in spring ball, really. I could see how like detail oriented he was to things and how hands on he could be.
What did Coach Bostad do to get all five of you guys on the same page so quickly? Like what was his method in doing that?
A lot of reps. We would get a lot of reps just on air, in the meeting rooms. We would make sure that we're all on the same page. He's a big reps guy for that, things like that.
Did you do anything away from the field to build chemistry as a group?
We'd hang out a lot as an O-line. We do a lot of like O-line meals and things like that to just mesh together as a group. So things like that, we get going. We just got really close as a group.
You guys are going for history this weekend. No team started 9-0. What's that mean to you guys? You guys ever think about that?
It's always in the back of the head, but Coach Signetti always opens up the meetings with this week is it's the most important week because it's the next one. So it just kind of got to keep that mindset. This next week's always the most important week.
From an offensive lineman's perspective, like what makes Zach Horton a good blocker?
He's really gritty. He's a really good. He gets his feet moving. He gets his head in there. Yeah, he's a good blocker.
Mike has said that whenever you guys go out there, it kind of gives you a pep talk, talks you guys up. What does that look like every drive?
It's just like he hits on the important things that we need to be thinking about. And so if one of the coaching points, he'll hit on a coaching point, he'll hit on something, or he'll just kind of look at one of us and try and get one of us going. Because sometimes if we see one of us going, the rest of us will get going.
And on the field, what do you think Mike brings to the offensive line?
He brings a lot of consistency, I think. Sometimes, he'll be able to make calls that you're not expecting him to be able to make without other people's help. He'll be able to make plays sometimes that, are really good. And so he brings a lot of consistency and stability to the O-line.
70,000 plus will be at Spartan Stadium on Saturday. You guys really haven't had a true road atmosphere. How are you guys preparing as offensive line, silent count, stuff like that?
We're preparing like we would any road game, I think.
What do you think specific to your technique as a tackle, what do you think your strength is? What do you consider your best attribute to be?
I think my strengths as a tackle are, my hands, my footwork. I can get in there and move people.
Bray Lynch and Drew Evans this was their first year starting. What have you seen from them kind of as their beginning of their career? What has stood out to you about them?
I think that they're just getting better. I think each game and each week they're getting better. They're more focused mentally. And like they're just consistently you see them make one mistake in one week, and then the next week they're not really making that mistake.
I guess with you or Mike Kadek too, how have you as veterans sort of tried to help them along as they kind of begin their career?
We just try and make sure that they're on the right page, because sometimes as an O-lineman, if you're not 100% right, or mentally sure what you're doing, you can hold yourself back a little bit. But if you know exactly what you're doing, technique-wise, you're like, I'm going to take this step, I'm going to do this. It allows you to play faster and get better.
How much have you been able to soak in on the season so far while also maintaining that week-to-week basis mentality?
A little bit, but like you're saying, try and, you got to be careful about some of those things. Sometimes you got to put your phone down and not look at social media. And so, yeah, a little bit, but also, a little bit not.
Who's more serious, Coach Bostad or Coach Signetti?
Oh, that might be a toss-up. I'm not sure.
Does Bostad ever smile?
On a blue moon.
What's made him smile?
I think you'll see him smile if someone gets a KD or a pancake block sometimes, but not always. If someone has a really good block or really does like the coaching point really, really well, that might get a little smirk out of them. Not really a smile, but a smirk.
Going up against them in practice, what do you think the defensive line does that allows them to have been so successful so far this season?
I think they're really smart and savvy. Our D-line's really, they take advantage of a lot of different things, and then they're just really good players too.
I want to say Wisconsin's like this O-line power, right? I'm curious how the message has maybe changed here from what you had there, if at all.
I don't know if it changed a whole lot because I had Coach Bostad at Wisconsin, I had Coach Bostad here, and he didn't change a whole lot when he came here. So.
Anything else? If not,
Thank
thanks,
you,
Trey.
Trev.
Appreciate you.
Thanks.